Hello to the meal I made. I'm happy you're back. So let's have a look at what I found in my fridge. So we do have some yogurt, a bit of mayonnaise, some chickpeas, salads, a little bit of pineapple, then some other vegetables, some avocado, some beans, and flour, and some baking powder for the wraps. And that's basically it. Okay, let's start with making our wraps. What you need is a bowl. You put in 350 grams of just normal flour, followed by 6 grams of baking powder, and also around 6 grams of salt. Very important before we add any oil or water, just give it a quick stir. Add around 35 grams or milliliters of olive oil, followed by 200 grams of warm water. Not hot, just lukewarm. We use a spatula and just make a dough out of it. Now I'm just kneading it a bit because it's quite flaky and then it comes together nicely. So just take like a few minutes on a nice surface and you will see when it's done, when it comes together nicely, and it's a bit sticky but it won't stick on your fingers and it's just a nice firm ball. That's a good way to exercise after office day. As you can see, it's getting a bit softer. It looks nice on the outside. So like 2 more minutes and then it should be done. In the end, you just make a small ball for 10 minutes. And let it rest. Okay. While this rests, while the dough rests, we will cut up some vegetables. So basically all we have, we just cut it up into small pieces. Then we will add some spices and we're good to go basically. Let's start with a red onion. I usually always use red ones whenever I can. Okay. And now we just do small, how's that called? Slices. Small, yeah. Then we just put them in a big bowl. And then we just quickly cut the rest of the vegetables. So, some cucumber. We have some nice coriander here. I will cut some spring onion, 1 paprika, 2 avocados, some iceberg lettuce because it gives a nice crunch. And that's it basically from fresh vegetables. Yeah, and a small piece of pineapple. You can also use this for meal prep actually. The only thing you should not do when you do meal prepping is season it too much beforehand. Like normal spices are fine, but don't use any vinegar or salt because that will just make the vegetables mushy. Okay, now we will cut paprika, because now like in a quarter of a second we're done cutting paprika. I should do like a script of what to say. It's like going on a date and then you just record what you have to say, or like write down what you have to say. Okay.
Is that how you go?
Let me have a look. Let's put this in here so we have some space again on the cutting board. What's also nice is try to add some fruit. Like in wraps, the pineapple is nice. In salads, put some fruit in there. Maybe not apples because they get brown quite quickly, but like any citrus fruit. I made quite a nice mango curry, a mango chickpea curry, and that tastes epic. And look at my choice of avocado. They're both nice. This one is falling apart a little bit, but... So I'm not sure if this is a smart method or not, but whenever I dice avocados, I just do it in my hands, like this. So you cut an avocado, turn it around, do the same again. This, the skin should prevent your fingers from getting cut. And then you just use a spoon and spoon it out and throw the rest away. Is this how normal people do it?
You could use a blunt knife.
The good thing is we're nearly done. Then we only have to roll out the wraps. That's a nice shot. As I said, I found a can of kidney beans and some chickpeas. I put them in there because I like them, but just feel free to use whatever you have at hand. Okay, now we're done with our vegetables, and now we will put some spices on there. I will use cumin, some coriander, maybe some paprika. You can basically use whatever you have at home, but make sure you don't put salt on there if you want to meal prep it. Because we will eat them right now, I will put some salt on there. I'm gonna experiment a bit as well, so let's put in 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds, 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds. I also do have some mustard seeds, and then see how it tastes like. And then of course some chili. And then some turmeric. And I also have some curry spice left. I will just use that. Now we mix it through. And then we add some salt. Almost forgot about that. And some pepper. Look how this looks like. That's nice. It's very crunchy and will be perfect in our wraps. What we need now, very important, is a nice sauce. I will make this as easy as possible. I have basically, I would say like 100 grams of mayonnaise and 100 grams of Greek yogurt. We mix this together, put in the juice of 1 lime, and some hot sauce. If you have a lime, just make sure you roll it before. Put some pressure on it, and then it will release way more liquid than it normally does if you don't do that. And because we are smart chefs, just don't add all the lime juice at once. Add like 3/4 and then see how it tastes like. Because each lime is a bit different, they may release more or less liquid. Now we will add the mayonnaise. You could do it with only mayonnaise, but it's actually the Greek yogurt brings quite a nice freshness to it. And the mayonnaise brings quite it's like a hearty taste, and it makes it a bit heavier. And I think it goes very well together. Now we will... This is the leftover hot sauce I have, or like hot paste. So let's add 1 or 2 teaspoons. Give it a quick mix. And that looks very nice already. Okay. And now we taste it with some salt and the rest of the lime juice. I think it needs a bit more lime juice, so we will add a little bit more and a bit more salt. And one good thing I actually read about is try to taste 3 times. Once for acidity, once for salt content, and once for sweetness. Because then you actually, because normally when you taste something, you can just say like, oh yeah, it's good or it's not good. But when you're actively tasting for, let's say, sweetness, you can easily distinguish, okay, it's sweet enough or it needs some sweetness. Same with acidity and salt content. And then you have a way better chance to make something very good. So. Let me think. Let's measure it. 1 second. Let's measure it. L8S. Perfect. Now it's around 600 grams. So if you want big ones, I would say let's make 8 out of them. If you want to have quite small ones, I think if you're going to Mexico, for example, it's more likely to have or to get small tortillas. Then I would say go for around 14 to 16. But now, because we want to do some meal prep and we want to have nice wraps, we will do 8, which should come down to around 75 grams. Now we have 8 even pieces weighing exactly 75 grams each. We will use this thing, not sure how it's called in English, like I guess a rolling pin. And then we will make nice wraps. I just heated up the pan. And then we will throw them in there. It should take around 2 to 3 minutes per side, depending on how hot the pan is, and then they're ready. And that's it basically. So let's keep going. But yeah, this is how it looks like in the end. Make sure it's not too thin when you roll them out. The thinner they get, the easier they break, and that's not what we want. So now they're nice and a bit thick, and then we put them in a pan. And the pan should be hot, like not warm, actually hot. And you can have a look. This should take like a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. You can see it already. There's bubbles coming, and once the bubbles are fairly big, we just put it around once, we flip it over. Wait another minute, and then we're good to go. Okay, now they're big enough that literally it took like turning the camera off and on again. Now we just flip them around once. Oh yeah, we could have actually waited a little bit longer. But yeah, you will figure it out. Just wait a little bit longer sometimes. That's actually the point. Whenever you cook, don't follow recipes all the time. Just put in, like it's fine if you mess something up, as long as you learn. So for example, with those wraps, wait a little bit longer for one wrap and do one a little bit less, and then compare them later. In the end, you would have wasted 20 cents or like 2 cents of flour. That's totally fine, but you will learn a lot. That's good. Yeah, and now we just repeat this 8 times, and then it's fine. What's also very important, use like just a normal, look at this, it's just, that's perfect. And it's only a few ingredients. And to be honest, like this would have been, 20 cents. If you don't use olive oil, but you can bring this down to like 10 cents, 20 cents for 8 nice wraps. That's insanely cheap for the students out there. Just only eat wraps. They're delicious, quick to make. You will have a problem with rolling pins in student homes, I guess. But you can use an empty wine bottle. You should have plenty of those. For this one, we waited a little bit longer. I'm quite intrigued to flip it over right now, but we might wait another few seconds. No.
Keep waiting, keep waiting.
Waiting?
Yeah.
Let's wait a little bit. Perfect. It's totally fine if it's a bit black. Just a bit more flavor. It's very nice. Okay, that's it basically. We're quite hungry, so we'll just go quickly through it again. We have our nice wraps. We do have our vegetable mix, depending on whatever you put in there, it will be epic. And then we will have our sauce. And now we will just assemble it. Any leftovers, we will just wrap them up in some aluminium foil and eat them the next few days. And yeah, that's it basically. If you do meal prep, store it like this now, everything separate, and then before you go to work, you put everything together, and it should be good for a few hours. As you can hear, we made it just in time. I hope you enjoy them when you make them. Please let me know in the comments if you use them for meal prep or if you just made them for normal dinner. And then I'm happy to see you next time at the meal I made.